another episode of Yarn and Shenanigans with Kristin and Amy. And today we have with us Amarilla from South Africa. Right? South Africa? Oh, okay.
This is one of my favorite drinks that I found when I lived in that part of the world. It's made from the fruit of the marula tree. And the legend goes that the elephants, when the fruit ripens, the elephants eat them off the ground and pick them off the tree, and the stuff that's on the ground is fermented, and the elephants get drunk and
it's delightful.
Fall down drunk. So
I'm feeling the elephants today.
I don't know if it's true, but it's really good, and I really enjoy it. So drink it over ice. It's fantastic.
It's very creamy. I bet this would be good in like something coffee-esque.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of Kahlua.
Yeah, Or poured over ice cream, or, yeah.
We're not doing ice cream, though.
No.
We're being healthy as we keep drinking. Yeah, we are. Kristin and I are going to be good. So, this week, I'm not going to lie to you guys. We were kind of failures as knitters this week. We were going to podcast last week, but I decided to redecorate my master bedroom. It's gone badly. And my house looks like a disaster. And I basically spent every night this week going, man, my house is a disaster. I need to eat ice cream. And not knitting because my house has been a disaster. And just pinning things on Pinterest about cleaning your house. So I did manage to finish yesterday my Olympic knitting shawl. It's only a week late, so I feel pretty good about it. But other than that, work kicked my butt. The house kicked my butt. My husband went back to work, like, in person for the first time since March of 2020. You guys, he's been here for a whole year and a half. So I was very excited that he's gone. Except that work was so busy. And, of course, I had to switch cars in the driveway with him. I've been waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's not Amy's natural time. And so I've been going into the office every day this week, and it's been awful. But my office has been a mess because things got moved from the bedroom. So now it is not, and I can have my office back. I'm ready for this week in pajamas and knitting. I'm so excited. That's been my week, Kristin.
Well, my week has been lots and lots of work and attempting to sleep. So what happens with my work is that we work different places all the time, and we're finishing up this account this week, and I had to wake up at 3:15 in the morning, multiple days. And I was working and not getting home until 10 at night. And then when you have insomnia and you have to wake up at 3:15, sometimes there's no sleep to be had.
Yeah.
So this whole week was all about me attempting to sleep whenever my body would allow me to sleep, and working a lot and putting in more hours than I normally ever do, and I work 6 days this week.
Wow.
So today's the first day I haven't worked, and the work is good. There's nothing, it's just when you don't have a consistent schedule, and then your alarm on your clock says, if you would set a consistent bedtime schedule, you would feel better. And so now my phone is telling me how bad my life really is.
Oh, that's not good. That's
and
not
I'm like,
good, Kristin.
what am I good? But so I will be recouping this coming week. There's not very much work. It's good. Like I said, the work is good. It's just when your schedule gets so all over the place for an entire week, it's just hard to do much of anything. So I did lots of sleeping and working and not a lot of knitting. I got knitting done before then. I do not have a finished object, and I completely failed at the Olympic thing. So we'll talk about my patheticness and how I didn't do what I was going to do.
It's not patheticness. It's just, you guys, sometimes it's hard as a knitter to stay motivated and focused.
Well, this week, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just hard. Sometimes you just, like, knitting is supposed to be, like, my de-stress, like, take your mind off of it. But when you gotta really, like, stress about getting that knitting time, sometimes you just, like Thursday night, my husband plays Dungeons and Dragons, you guys. And that's my night to, like, knit and, like, put my pajamas on. I take a bubble bath. I pour myself a glass of wine. I put on trash TV, and I just knit. And I literally got in the bathtub and didn't have the energy to get out of it. So I was like, I sat there for 2.5 hours. And then it was like, I'm just going to go to bed. Like, I don't feel bad about it. It was just nice. But, yeah. So I didn't get a lot of knitting done. And that's exhaustion.
You know, I think the other thing I experienced was that part of me that's a crow that says, shiny object. Oh,
yeah.
And so, you know, when it comes to knitting, sometimes you make plans, but then the crow comes along and you're like, oh, but I want to do this instead. And that's kind of what happened to me. So, but I've had self-therapy and figured out why I don't want to do the Olympic bag. And I'm going to fix it, and we're going to get it done.
And you're going to knit it in like a week because you're going to get past it.
Yeah, I'm going to get past it. But sometimes the old crow comes in, and I get completely sidetracked with a new shiny object.
I tried to be good, just that one project. But now I'm in that, like, I was so good, now I'm in that slump. So, I was pretty good. Like, because I'm in this, like, cleaning mode, I guess, I did go through all my knitting needles and, like, all my, like, stuff and, like, get those organized. I've been missing, like, I have 2 sets of the Chia Goo needles. I've been missing a ton of them. That's why I bought a second set, because I couldn't find any of them. And I found both sets completely. And all my little, like, I didn't have very many of the small size cables. I found all of them. And so now I have all my needles again. So
That's
I can
fantastic.
knit 14 projects at once.
And let me tell you, she just showed me her entire huge pile of yarn of all the things she wants to start. So cast-on-itis is going to be a very real thing.
Cast-on-itis, here we come! That wasn't even all of it, because Kristin and I just planned another project.
So the next episode, that will be called Cast-on-itis.
That's going to be amazing. Perfect for next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Next episode will be called Cast-on-itis, and we'll see exactly how many new projects we have started between the two of us.
I'm guessing I'm going to have at least 4 started.
I don't know if I'll have 4, but I'll have at least a couple.
I mean, what if you have 2 of the same thing going? Does that count as 1 or 2?
2.
Okay, sweet. So definitely at least 4. I'm very excited about. Like,
how many sets of needles, man, you've got going?
I found all my needles. I got all of them. You guys don't even know. The cable situation was getting real in my house. I was putting things, I use dental floss as my waist yarn, because it's just like the unwaxed, unflavored kind. 1, because it's nasty and I accidentally bought it, but 2, it's just, you know, convenient. So I had like stuff on like dental floss. I was like, oh, this is sad. Not anymore, you guys.
I have a friend, and she's a relatively new knitter. She's been knitting just for a couple of years, but it's always the joke when she finishes a project. She's got multiple projects going, but when she finishes one, she's like, but I have an empty set of needles. I must fill them. And so her thought is that every set of needles needs to have something on it. And I'm like, I would be in big trouble if I did that, because I may have a few sets of needles.
Yeah.
So we're going to try not to go down that road, but I don't know how far behind I really am.
I have bamboo needles. I have the 2, you know. Yep. You never know what you're going to need. It's
always.
What you're going to like for, I mean, some yarn is very, like, fickle about the needle kind that you put on it, so. Yeah.
So I'm going to talk real quick about the top that I'm wearing. This was one of the first tops that I've ever knitted. So it's quite old. I couldn't find the name of the design. I came out of a magazine that I have, and I couldn't find it before I came which magazine it came out of. So if I can find the pattern, I will put it up on the screen now. But it is, and that magazine is now defunct, so you can't even buy it.
Can't even buy it.
If it's on Ravelry or whatever, we'll make sure that those links are combined.
It's pretty.
But this is made out of Pima cotton.
Oh, I just love how summery it is, especially because it's like 97 degrees outside.
Yeah, I was not wearing anything long sleeved. So yeah, that was one of the first things that I ever knitted as a garment, and I decided to wear it. And
it's in Kristin's favorite color combination of pink and chartreuse.
Yes,
she loves it, and it looks amazing. And I would not put it together, and she made that top. what's the name of that top with the stripes that we're going?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name, but yes.
Yeah. The whole thing is in that color, and I'm just like, it's so pretty.
It's the exact same yarn because, okay, so this is what happens to new knitters. I will tell you, I will tell the tale of myself for being a new knitter. So I was going to buy yarn for this, right? And of course it tells you the amount. But as a new knitter, I'm like, oh, but I want to make sure I have enough and I don't run out and I don't know what's going to happen. And you have no, I bought, I think 3 times the amount of yarn that what I needed for the top at least. And so that striped top, from this exact same yarn, I still have more yarn left over. I'm sure that shopkeeper was just like, oh, we love people like this. Because I was like, give it all to me.
All the time.
To make a tank top.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been there. Of course, then you have me on the other side who orders an extra skein of yarn at a time for a sweater that she's making. And eventually it's just like, just order 5, Amy. Because you don't have enough. So bad. I have a ton of yarn for that Wednesday sweater I made somewhere up there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with.
You're gonna make another top.
I might make a tube top maybe. Because apparently I just don't know how to get the right amount. That was bad. My math was all wrong. But I'm an accountant by day, so coming home and doing math is really rough on my brain. Like, how many drawer handles do you need to order for your dresser? When you have 6 drawers and each drawer takes 2 handles, that's 12. So why did I order 10 handles?
I don't know, but there was that project that I looked at the grams and converted that to yards in my head. So let's just say I have a lot of extra on that one.
So listen, math errors happen even to those of us with degrees in math things.
That's not me. She's the math one.
But you do medical dosage and stuff.
Do.
Like, it just, sometimes brains just don't.
Oh, let me tell you.
So that's been our struggle. Drawer handles and curtain rods. I don't know why I ordered 5 curtain rods. I only needed 4, but now I have extra curtain rods.
Just in case. In case.
Guys, it was the struggle last week. It was bad. It was bad.
What's next on our list?
Oh, we're going to talk about our finished objects.
It's your show.
Oh. Okay, well, you guys, I finished our Olympic knitting project a week late.
But she finished it.
I finished it, kind of.
She finished it. I don't care if it was a week
not
late.
blocked.
It's
there
all
it
right.
is.
There it is.
Woo! It's so pretty. Look at my lace work that I knitted 4 times.
Only 4. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
There we go.
There we go. I got to block it still, so next time it will be blocked. You'll see
and
it.
what's the name of it? Oh, we have this backwards. You realize that.
Oh, I wondered why the lace looked bad. That's awesome. This is why the elephants fall over. There we go. Look at it. It's much prettier on this side. You should definitely leave that part in. So, yeah, I'm going to block it next week. It's going to open up, I hope, a lot, because it seems like I knitted on this for a very long time for it to be so small. But
well, it's garter stitch, and garter stitch always just like, it takes a lot to make any
I need
distance.
you to. There we go.
There we go.
So I'm going to block this bad boy.
So what's the name of this pattern?
Etched in Time.
Etched in Time by who?
A person.
A person that's on the bottom of the screen. So this is Etched in Time, and you made this with what yarn?
This is Malabrigo sock.
There we go.
Yep.
So that is the one Olympic pattern that did get done.
Woo-hoo!
It is in silver and gold, so hey.
Yep.
It's looking great.
And the nice thing about this one, it does call for a picot. One of those things. Edging. But the nice thing is the pattern designer had mercy on us knitters. And I'm just going to fold it and whip stitch it, and it's going to give me that little picot right there built into the pattern. Love it. So I'm excited about that.
It's going to look really nice.
I hope so. I have this really pretty mustardy yellow dress. I'm very much looking forward to wearing it.
It's going to be great.
And a gray coat with it.
Yeah.
So pretty.
So that's our one and only finished object.
Woo! That's pretty.
We need to have confetti when we've actually finished something.
You know I have it. I have a whole drawer full of glitter right there within reach. John would not appreciate you going home, though. He'd be like, no more of that. So, yeah. So, Kristin, let's talk about your finished finished-ish projects.
Well, they're not really finished, almost. Getting close. We're getting close. Okay, so the one that's the closest, we'll do that one first. This is what I did instead of the Olympic bag because I was seduced by yak down and bamboo yarn. And I'm so sorry.
It to my face.
It is the most amazing yarn you will ever touch. It is gorgeous.
I'm touching it right now off screen, you guys.
So this is the
Wait, do we need to go this way?
Well, this is like the top.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There's the top.
Oh, it's so... Oh, God.
Now, this is called the Loretta Shawl.
I'm sorry, I'm molesting your shawl.
Yeah, go right ahead. This is the Loretta Shawl. It's actually made to use for fades, but these are the colors I had, and I specifically looked for this pattern to have the right amount of yarn for this, the right amount of yardage, so I can use this yarn. This yarn is fingering, but it is fingering, or is it DK? I don't even remember what this is.
It looks fingering.
Yeah, it's fingering, but because it's yak down and bamboo, it's not a 400 and some odd yard skein, which is what most people assume. This is like about half the yardage, so this is about 250 per skein, and so those were very short. And I bought this at Southern Appalachian at SAF, Southern Appalachian Fiber
Southeastern Area Fiber.
So I'm completely
Festival.
wrong. Southeastern Area Fiber Festival at SAF, and many years ago, and I just really wanted to use it, and I love the colors, and I love the chartreuse, and I love the lace, and you can't see the lace so well. We're gonna get it blocked and all of that, and then we are doing a I-cord bind off. So I'm in the middle of doing the I-cord bind off is what we're doing.
You're got a good chunk done.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I-cord bind offs kind of take a hot minute.
They do take a hot minute. So we're doing the I-cord bind off, and then we'll block it out and knit in all the ends, of course, weave in all the ends. So the yarn is not made anymore. It was Bijou Spun Lhasa Wilderness. So that's the yarn, and it's the whole website is down. Like it says, we're just out of business.
I feel like I have some of their bison yarn in the section that's very pretty blue.
Yeah. So this was 250 yards of the Bijou Spun Lhasa Wilderness. And the shawl, like
Kristin,
I said...
it smells like saf.
Does it? That's the pattern. That's called the Loretta shawl. And it is created by Celine Messina for the Mademoiselle Petronille brand. And when you go on their website, it is all French. But the pattern is in English.
That's good because I'm going to knit this.
Yeah, no. I think it looks gorgeous. And then, in fact, if I had, more of a fade, I would knit it again. I really enjoyed this pattern. I really enjoyed how she did it. Right amount of lace. You've got, this is not color work, it's mosaic. So you've got mosaic, you've got lace. It's been a fun pattern. It really has been. I've really enjoyed doing it. So we'll get that all finished up for next time.
I put it on my queue when you cast it on and told me you were doing that instead of your Olympic project. And I was like, I'm being good over here. I'm going to finish mine. And Kristin's got another project.
This is the shiny object that took me away from the Olympic bag. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
I wish you guys could feel this yarn, though.
It is amazing.
It is like soft and fluffy and...
Yeah. It is gorgeous.
It makes me happy.
So, yeah.
I'd hate for that to get lost in my house. I'd finish knitting it for you.
Would you?
Wear it. And huddle.
Well, and the thing is that how you go to these...
color for me.
It is. You go to these fiber festivals, and you're like, oh, that's so pretty, but you don't have anything in mind, so you just buy. And this was not cheap. I'm not bragging, but, I didn't want to get tons of it. So, you end up with these weird amounts, and you're like, now what do I do with it? Because I really want to knit them together because I bought the colors because I liked them together, so I didn't want to split up the colors.
Yeah.
And so for years I've been looking for a pattern for this, and I thought I found one. I was like, oh, this is perfect, I'll make this. And then it was for DK and not for fingering. I'm like, oh. Oh. So that's why I went hunting, and it felt so good. It just was so soft.
This was definitely worth the splurge. Like,
yeah.
I'm with you though. I do end up when I've done better over the years. I say that, but I still end up like with
Always.
the random like 2 skeins of yarn that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I just really like it.
I know.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with, and that is how you amass
Well,
that.
I've got a sweater. When it comes wintertime, we'll get that sweater out and I'll show you. But I had bought 2 skeins of this fingering. It was gorgeous. I didn't know what to do with it because it was 2 skeins. I didn't want to make another shawl. And I found a baseball sweater. So the sweater specifically was built to have the raglan sleeves and sleeves in different colors. So what I did was I just used those 2 skeins, one for each arm, and then I made the body a solid color of a completely different yarn.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just trying to find those creative ways of how do I use up these skeins that I really like, but I don't want to make another, you know, fill in the blank, another pair of socks or another shawl or something I'm not going to wear. What would I actually wear with this? So that's the first whip. The second whip is you saw that I finished my last red scarf. And because of having to be in meetings and other sundry things, I needed an easy knit. And that thing was not an easy knit for lace. Like I was in the middle of lace sections and I can't like do lace and travel.
Oh yeah, no.
So I picked up this pattern. This is we're gonna see if we can pronounce it correctly. It's called the Camote pocket scarf. And that's the pattern. It's made by Cassandra Milani for Manos de Uruguay. Did I say any of that correctly?
I love their yarn.
Yeah, it's really nice yarn, but I didn't use their yarn. So I'm in the process of making the scarf.
So pretty.
And this, once again, is just an acrylic from Michael's, because this is what I had on hand. I'm going to, once again, wash it. I don't think I'm going to need to block this one, which will be really nice, but washing it will take all that scratchiness away. And basically what you end up doing is, to make the pocket, you just fold in these 2 sides and sew it up here, and you get the pocket right there.
That's awesome. I love the different stitch on the pocket detail. That's pretty nice.
The moss stitch. So right now this is all just garter. So all I have to do is just, you know, garter until I'm blue in the face. And when it's long enough, then I just do the other side. So it's a really easy knit, but I really like how it looks. It's unique. Males and females can wear it. It's not gender specific. Yeah. So it's a really nice pattern. I really am appreciating this pattern.
Yep, and that pocket is just deep enough for like your phone and your keys and like,
or your hands if they're cold.
Yes.
So yeah,
keep your gloves in there.
It's a really well thought of pattern and a really nice design. So those are the 2 things that I have on my needles right now.
Well, I don't have anything on my needles right now because I have that awful pair of adorable timeout socks that are still on my dining room table, yet to be. They just need a moment. They're just not on my list.
They're not the new bright shiny object right now.
No, they're not.
Other things are grabbing your attention.
There's like 6 of them, and I did pull out my Vertices United, so I can show that off. It's in timeout currently, because I had thought that maybe this was just not a pattern for me, but I think Kristin's talked me back into it. And honestly, like, I just randomly grabbed skeins that I had, like, a little bit. And it's kind of amazing, you guys. But it's kind of weird construction. And I gotta just...
I think
Isn't
this
it
is going to be... I think this is going to be amazing. I think once you finally get going and get your hands back on it, I think it's going to be gorgeous.
It's just a lot going. I mean, I got like this working yarn. I just got a lot going on with it.
So,
but it is pretty.
You've got great colors. You've got great contrast.
There's some sparkle in there.
There is. This is sparkly pinky.
Yeah, just really like.
I think you need to pick this back up. Finish it up.
Yeah, I just grabbed whatever random little skeins I had that fit. My husband made me a little yarn calculator so I could weigh yarn to figure out how much of a skein I had left. So I just figured out what I had left of a skein and just
this is fantastic.
Went to it. So yeah, it's been in progress for a year. So
you're gonna get that back out.
I am. That's probably gonna be worked on this week.
Yay! See, and that's nice mindless garter stitch.
I don't think that this counts as mindless garter stitch because you have to attach it at both ends.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of got to pay attention to what you're doing.
Right.
it's good enough that you can get in the flow, but then you gotta stop in the flow. Plus, you gotta really work to know where you are. Like, you gotta really figure out what section you're working on next and where that attaches to it, because it's kind of weird. It's a Stephen West pattern, so it teaches you technique along there. So
I didn't tell you what I did the other night.
What'd you do?
This is probably a week and a half ago. I went down the Stephen West rabbit hole.
Oh no! Oh no!
I've never done a Stephen West pattern.
They are so fun.
And I got on Ravelry and I just looked at all of his patterns. Like, I just said Stephen West, so there's, hundreds of patterns. What was really fascinating, what I really found fascinating was I think they were all like in time, like time oriented. So, you can see the progression as you go backwards, how his patterns changed and, what he was doing at the time and all of this stuff. So I have picked out a couple that eventually I might do.
I just love, like, his patterns are weird and his color combinations aren't really, like, some of them are just like, whoa. Like, and listen, guys, I'm not afraid of color. I will throw in some colors to my stuff. But even then, I'm like, okay. Well, you got to really just trust his process.
I think that he gets you outside the box, but I think you have to find the place that you're comfortable outside the box. And you can't, there's a lot of times you look at a pattern and you say, I don't like it because I don't like the colors, I don't like the color combo. And you really have to say, okay, I don't like those colors, those aren't mine. But if I pick these colors, or if I pick something that was more outside my box, but not quite there, and try to push yourself, he really likes, his stuff is really, how do I play with color and how do I make that different?
Yes. And his technique, I have learned so much knitting Stephen West patterns. Like,
So, yeah, I mean, there's a couple I put in my queue. I don't have any timeline for them, but it was I found it just a really interesting thing to watch it progress back through time to see what his early patterns look like and how he changed over time and stuff. So that was just a fun thing to do.
I feel like, too, his, like, patterns build off of each other. So, like, last time it was, like, he got into this brioche kick, and then it was, like, bubbles in brioche. And then now it's, like, escalated, and I don't even know what the newest one is. I think it's all about stripes and stuff, but you can see that, like...
You can kind of see the progression
of where his... I love his knits, but sometimes I've learned after a mystery knit that went awry that I don't do Stephen West mystery patterns anymore. I need to see the finished object before I pick my colors, because my grandma got a very interesting shawl one year and it was orange and brown, and I think she took it for like the mercy because she's like, oh, Amy, you knitted this, and I was like, yeah, Meemaw, you'll love it. Meemaw didn't like it, y'all. I'm pretty sure she wore a shawl. I can't even say it on the internet, but it looked like a hoo-ha to church. And she probably had to explain to those church ladies what she was wearing.
My granddaughter knitted this for me. Isn't it lovely?
It was beautiful.
Oh, it's lovely.
As she drank the wine.
Alrighty. So those are whips. What's next?
Acquisitions.
Oh, you got them. I don't have any.
Okay. Well, last week I kind of went a little off the rails, and Chris and I are still planning to go to SAF. Maybe.
Or we might have our homemade SAF.
I think that's fair to have a homemade SAF. We're just a little. I got my third COVID booster. Look at this. Speaking of, she bruised me.
What she did to you?
And I don't even. Can you see my bruise?
Oh, right there.
Yeah, I never got a bruise from a shot before.
Hold on.
What's wrong?
Down. She put that high. That's a high shot.
Yeah, there you go. So I got bruised from my booster. I'm a splenic, which, well, for those of you who don't know, I don't have a spleen. So that gets me a few extra on a list. So we've been very weary about COVID and going out, and I think I'm still going to be a little, especially with the new variant. We haven't talked a lot about COVID. My sister has COVID. She's not doing great.
Oh, no.
It's really
my friends,
scary.
I was supposed to do 2020, I was supposed to relay a triathlon. and it got canceled, and then this year it got deferred to this year, and then I pulled out because of my hip, and so my friends were still going to do the relay of the triathlon in Memphis, and I just heard that they have deferred again. Not my friends have deferred. The race hasn't been called off, but they're just
scary.
like, you know, Tennessee is horrible, and every place is horrible, and they were like, it's too scary. So yeah, I can see us. We're talking about a homemade fiber festival. We don't know what that looks like quite yet, but we'll let you know what a homemade fiber festival looks like if we don't go to SAF.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see how things are. They're not looking great.
Yeah.
So.
We can still have fun.
We will have fun. And I got a credit card that says so.
All right, so let's see your acquisition.
Tom. I would never max out a credit card at a yarn festival. Twice. So I only have one skein, and it is my Freckled Whimsy club for this month. Color is Carousel, and so it's got a lot of pink and green and teal. It's pretty.
It is.
I love her colors. That's my only acquisition. I'm so proud of myself. It took me forever to get all that yarn on my shelf. That's it.
Okay, small
Yay.
Acquisitions, coming up projects.
Oh, well, Kristin, we'll let you go first because I got all.
So, the Olympic bag that I've been alluding to, what I have figured out was you're supposed to, the handle is knit in the round, and you're supposed to do on DPNs, which I'm not a fan of. So I found the smallest circular one, and it just barely fit. So I was knitting this handle in the round, but A, it's very tight on the needles, and B, I'm working in linen. And linen's not the softest yarn. It's fine, I picked it out. I'm not complaining about it, but it just doesn't have to be a soft yarn. And I'm like fighting this whole time trying to just spin this rough yarn to go around this really tight circular that I have gotten, and it just wasn't fun, and I was getting really frustrated. So that's what got put down, and I knit the yak down in bamboo shawl instead, because it was so soft and so nice, and the colors were so pretty, and I was in love. And so that was the shiny object that drew my attention away from the Olympic bag. So I think what I'm going to do is cry uncle. I'm going to undo what I've knitted so far. I'm going to knit a flat bag handle instead, which I can whip out pretty quickly. And then I can get onto the bag. But if I don't do that, then I'll never go back to it because it's not fun. And knitting needs to be fun. And instead of gritting my teeth, sort of like reading a book, and you don't like the book, but you're like, I finish books I start, and then you grit your teeth and get to the end of it, which makes no sense to me because reading is supposed to be fun. Yeah. I'm just going to have to change this pattern to make it fun for me, and then I'm going to do the rest of the bag, and it'll get done, and it'll be fine. But I just, I'm tired. I just didn't want to fight it, and knitting is just supposed to be enjoyable, so I'm going to make it enjoyable.
Well, especially when your knitting time is limited.
Yeah, you
gotta really just knit what you enjoy.
Exactly. So we're gonna once I get the yak down shawl done, then we'll get that out and get that going again. Yeah. And there's other things that I'm considering. But what's on your upcoming projects?
So I wound all the yarn for my next sweater too. I didn't tell you.
Oh.
So I have yarn wound for my big sweater for the winter because obviously it's August and 97 degrees and let's cast that bad boy on. I've not casted it on yet. But
you're gonna cast on a big winter sweater in 97-degree winter.
Why not? Why not, Kristin?
So better than I am.
Why not? I mean, it's all lace, so it's going to be even better, because I really love lace. I do not like lace,
Why are you making a lace sweater if you don't like lace?
Because it's so pretty, and it's got these funky sleeves, and I just want it. I want it. I needed it in orange. I needed it. All right. And I'm going to knit it, and I'm going to be happy about it. It's going to be amazing.
And you're going to wear it for 5 minutes.
I mean, it's lace. I can put a tank top underneath it, so...
You are not going to need a tank top underneath a wool sweater.
Oh, I have to. It's all lace. I can't be going out with my business.
Now, this is interesting. I was thinking about this as I was putting this top on, right? And I watch some knitting podcasts, and on Instagram, you see the designers and all of this stuff and what have you. And when I knit this has a lace panel, and I am of an age where when I was raised, you don't show your bra. Right?
Oh, right? Like, I still have that, like, built into me.
It's built into me. So I found this little tank top that's exactly the same color. I put it underneath so you can't see my bra. Now, lots of women are showing their bras. I'm fine with that. You want to show your bra? You want to just wear your bra outside? I'm fine with it. You can do anything you want. I want to be able to do that. But it is so ingrained into me to not show my bra that all these lace tops and stuff like this, I'm not making as much as I adore lace because I'm a woman of a certain age. I get hot. I don't want to wear multiple layers. So I'm not making all these beautiful lace things. And it's something I feel like I need to somehow get over.
I don't think you can because, like, I can't even wear, like, a dark bra with, like, a white shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I think on people that is so cute sometimes.
Is.
I can't do I'm like, oh, you can see my bra? No. I can't do it. I want to be that person. Or, like,
I want to be that person.
when you wear, like, a racer back tee and your bra just says whatever. They're like, whatever about it. And I'm like, I can't do it.
I know.
Like, even
I
though
know. I'm
it
exactly
doesn't
the same
look
way.
bad.
No.
What is that, Kristin?
We have bent heads. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's how we were raised.
Yeah.
And the thing is that,
Prim and proper ladies don't show their bra. Like, you don't know that I'm wearing one. Y'all, I got big bazongas. Like, I'm wearing a bra.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell if someone's not wearing a bra, my boobs will be at my waist. It's just the way life goes. So, I wish that I could say, yeah, just see my bra strap. I don't care. That's great. And everyone does it. And I think it looks great and fabulous. And I'm stuck with I can't show my bra. So, one of these days, we're going to have to do something that.
We're just going to have to do it, Kristin.
We're
going to have to buy, like, bright purple bras and wear, like, a white tank top with it and just let it go. That should be Kristin and I's COVID goals. Right there.
We can show our bra straps.
We just want to show our bra. I mean, like, I work in an office that's not, like, stuffy, you guys. Right. I don't even like showing my shoulders. Like,
oh, really?
Like, I'm still at, like, pantyhose and, like, don't show your shoulders in a professional background. I know that's not, like, a real rule anymore.
That's
yeah, the bra strap. The bra is... Yeah. I'm never gonna not have to wear a bra ever. Like, I'm just not. And
I know. I'm right there with you.
I got cute colored bra straps. And nope.
So I think that I think at some point, not now because you already have 27 cast-ons. I think at some point.
I don't have anything casted on yet.
You're about to cast on something.
About.
We should just cogitate about, is there a lace top that we could make?
We want to make a lace top. That's so scandalous.
I know, make a lace top that we could wear a bra under that you could see.
Oh, snap. I like this.
No, we're not casting it on anytime soon. But I just think, if we just kind of keep that in mind when we, look at our Instagram, you do Pinterest, I do, knitwear designers and all that stuff. And if something comes across and we say,
You know where we should start?
Where?
Those Knit Now. They were all, like, modern, like, funky knits. That whole, like group of magazines.
Knit Now?
Knit Now. Or it's like knitwear or something now. But it was, like, super, like, artsy kind of.
So I think we need to just do some research.
Oh, you guys. If you have any lace tops that you love but haven't knitted because of your bra or some other reason, send us your suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're down for this challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like, so I have this hot pink bra that no one ever sees. People need to see it because it's so pretty. But, like, I have, like, a lace bodysuit thing. Yeah. I always wear a tank top underneath it because I'm like, I don't want my bra to show. It's clearly meant to show your bra. Right. And I just can't do it.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to do it.
We're going to get better.
I mean, it's just different.
It is.
Just, I don't know. My prim and properness is
Yeah, we gotta
So
get past prim and
excited
proper.
at the prospect of being a little bad.
Showing your bra strap.
Oh.
All right, what else are your...
Okay. So I got my sweater. That's gonna be the garnered. It's really pretty. I'll show it to you. It's amazing, but it's gonna be in like pumpkin orange.
We're gonna get the name and picture, and we'll put it up here. So you can see what her future project is going to be, this lace sweater.
So the other day, because August starts with AU and so does autumn. So now I'm in Halloween mode.
Oh, jeez.
As my screensaver on my TV is Halloween. This is my next sock that I'm going to cast on as soon as this is over. One of the projects. It's called Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. It's the best Halloween movie. Have you seen Hocus Pocus?
I have finally broken down and saw it.
Oh, thank goodness. It's delightful. This is Nomadic Yarns, and I believe she does still have... I got this last year, but she did re-dye them for this year. So she's got like the whole 3 Sanderson sisters and the Black Flame Candle. And I got this one and the Black Flame Candle. It's back there someplace. But I decided this was going to be it. So I'm going to do this for my August socks. That's exciting.
It is.
So exciting. My timeout pink socks are still going to be in timeout downstairs. Okay. I did find the yarn for the cuff. It's right here.
There you go.
It's going over there, you guys. It's over there. So then I'm in the Casapinka Facebook group. And she's doing the Snark-o-Meter, and I think I decided today that I also want to cast that on. So Kristin and I played with my yarn stash. Look at this! It's Halloween! Oh! Sorry, I'm really excited. I love Halloween. Y'all, I am like
this is her
Christmas
season.
And Halloween and Thanksgiving are my time of year. Also, it's the only time that Dr. Tom lets glitter happen downstairs. So I get like super excited because there's 7
The glitter is released.
It is because we have 7 Christmas trees downstairs.
Oh my word!
You've not seen it. I have a lot of Christmas cheer. A lot. I'm just ready. I'm pumped for fall and Halloween. It is my joy. So this is gonna be that.
So you're gonna cast on the Snark-o-Meter.
I'm probably gonna cast that on after I cast on my socks.
Okay.
And then you guys. So you've all seen this yarn before. This is Tom and I's 8-bit Doodle Cowl. So I'm gonna cast that on. I'm gonna do those 2 together, 2 at a time.
Okay.
So it'll be a little fun. You know, because I don't have enough.
No.
And then this is going to be my 8-bit Doodle Cowl. See it right here. Because I need another... Well, there we go. There we go. I need another cowl. Because,
So you're doing 3 cowls.
Am I doing 3?
Well, this is 2 here.
Yep, 2.
3.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I was like, oh, only one's for me. So, 2. I got this. So 3 cowls, a pair of socks, and a shawl, and a sweater. I got this. This is... Plus,
So this is how we define cast-on-itis.
Yes. Kristin held me back. She pulled me in, and now I have been let loose because I have finished that project.
Yep. Watch out, world.
Oh, here I come. All the casting on.
You have lots of yarn to wind.
I do. It's kind of scary. Guess what I'm going to be doing tonight?
She's sitting over here petting her yarn. You can't see her hand,
guys,
but she's sitting there petting her yarn.
I love my yarn.
She does.
I love yarn. So true story. I showed people at work our podcast this week, and one they just laughed because they were. I said something and they're like, "Amy, you really need your own show," and I was like, "I do. I have a show." So I showed them, and she's like, "Are you at Bernie?" Who's one of my work friends? She was like, "Are you at the yarn store?" And I was like, "No, Bernie, I'm in the office." And she was like, "What?" Apparently, you guys have a lot of yarn. That's why we do it at my house.
Yes, yes. My yarn is in plastic tubs. It's not near as pretty.
I have some plastic tubs. I just don't. They're up there.
Yes.
That's the ceiling part of my thing. But see, what happened was I tried to put the stuff that I had already wound
right
on the shelf, but it didn't really have the same.
Yeah.
Like, it was getting buried in the back, and then I was like, the whole point of this was to have it out.
Exactly.
So, the stuff that's at the top and on the bottom row are things that have already been wound. So, it's just not as pretty as that.
So, talk about your shawl on the dress form.
Oh, this is a Plucky knitter pattern. I think it's called Candy.
We'll
I'll find the name. But this is a DK weight yarn, and I love her knitting patterns because I feel like she's got a little bit of that Casapinka where like every section's a little different, so you can kind of get like nothing is the same. And this was just such a fast knit because it was DK.
Yeah.
I feel like I could make like 4 of these, and
really?
it'd just be. It's like a good length.
Yeah.
It's not too long for me, but this was also one of those ones that if you needed it longer, you could just add another section of whatever. So I really like this. This yarn is Madeline Tosh. This is Zen DK. I think this is Madeline Tosh too. Yeah, this is medieval, I can tell. Yeah. So yeah, I just used whatever I had. My best friend actually has one very similar to it. We knit a lot of her patterns together. Right. Usually when we go to like a fiber festival, we go together. Right. Like Stitches South or something like that. And so we'll usually get a pattern to share. Yeah. So yeah. So that's my pattern. It's pretty.
So I think that's about all we've got this week, right?
I think so. It was kind of I was going to say it was a shorter episode, but then we got a little excited about cast-on-itis. So excited. You guys, I'm so, like, I've had that pattern for, the yarn went on sale for a yarn store anniversary sale, and I was just like, I need that yarn. And I'm so excited about that sweater pattern, like.
So next episode will be called Cast-on-itis.
Cast-on-itis. Oh, I'm going to have, like, so many works in progress. It's gonna be amazing.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Find us on Facebook, on Instagram. Like and subscribe to our video. And like I said, if you have a shawl, not a shawl, a lace tank top pattern where your bra shows, Kristin and I are feeling a little risky. We're gonna knit it. So send us your suggestions. And if you need any help with anything, please feel free to comment below with your questions, and we'll be able to help you.
And please, we would love to hear any comments that you have about our videos. Like I said, we're still new at this, and we would appreciate any suggestions, things we're doing well, things that we're not doing so well. All of it is greatly appreciated. And we really do look forward to hearing from you in the comments. And hopefully it'll be 2 weeks next time, and we'll have lots of stuff to share.
Yes. Woohoo! You guys have a good week. What is wrong with me? It's that Amarilla.
All my fault.
All Kristin's fault. You guys have a good week.
Bye.